Good morning YouTubians, it's Jacques Cousteau. It's Monday and that's a Blu-ray release day here in the UK. Not a lot out this week. I'm only after one title myself. There's only like a dozen titles out in total. Gonna head up to town, see what they've got in store. I did pick up an old English comedy during the week and I had an import delivered as well. Oh, and I did an impulse buy. I will show you my impulse buy when I get home. But I'm gonna get out in this wind now because it's quite cold. That's why I've ducked behind these sheds on the seafront, these beach huts. Gonna go and get a hot coffee from somewhere and then I'll take you home and show you what I picked up. I'll see you all soon. Well, before I cross the road into Churchill Square shopping centre where HMV and McDonalds are, I thought I'd show you a new restaurant which is opening on Western Road. In fact, it's opening tomorrow and it is Wendys. I have been in one of these in Florida. They are very nice. The Wendys restaurant chain was founded November 15th, 1969 by Dave Thomas. I'm going to have to pop in there this week and try it out. But I can't mention them without mentioning the fantastic McDonald's, founded by Richard and Maurice McDonald and brought to light by Ray Kroc. And thank God for that, because look at their beautiful McLatte. Can't beat it, not even Wendys. But that's enough blowing smoke at McDonald's arse. Let's go into HMV now and see exactly what is out and over to the new and trending section. And to mix things up, we're going to start off in the 4K section. The first one is Citizen Kane. This is a dual format Blu-ray and 4K. It's from 1941, 119 minutes. Written, directed and starring the fantastic Orson Welles. A masterpiece. Next is Phenomena. This is also known as Creepers. It's an Arrow 4K release from 1985. One movie, 3 cuts, 116 minutes. And apparently there are 3 different releases of this today. Next is Children of the Corn 4K release from Arrow Films. It's from 1984. It's 92 minutes. Carries an 18 certificate. Stars Linda Hamilton. And this one has newly commissioned artwork by Gary Pullin. And it's yours for $21.99. Next, we have Tom Baker back in Doctor Who, The Collection, Season 14. This is from 1976 through to 1977. 616 minutes and yours for $37.99. Next, we have a dazzler media release of the BBC crime show, The Responder, starring Martin Freeman. This is written by Tony Schumacher, who is a former police officer. And apparently, Martin Freeman gives a very good Liverpudlian accent. The Blu-ray is priced at $17.99, but there's also a DVD release here, £3 cheaper at $14.99, and there is no 4K for this show. Over in the 101 film section now, and we have the movie Baghead. This is from 2008, it's 84 minutes, carries a 15 certificate, written and directed by Jay Duplass and Mark Duplass, and it stars Greta Gerwig. Yours for $11.99. Next, we have a network release of All Coppers Are. This is from 1972 and it's directed by Sidney Hayers. And it's about a young policeman and a small-time crook who are both involved with the same girl. This will set you back $14.99. Next is the remarkable true story of Escape from Pretoria. I cannot recommend this film enough. It stars Daniel Radcliffe and Daniel Webber. Brilliant performances. I've imported this myself, so I won't be picking this one up today. $11.99. This is well worth your money. Go and get it. In the horror section now, we have an Acorn Media release of Caveat. This is from 2020. It's 120 minutes long, and it's about a drifter who has memory loss, and he looks after a psychologically troubled woman in an abandoned house on an isolated island. He's just asking for trouble. $14.99. Over in the documentary section now, and we have Becoming Cousteau. This is about the former French naval officer and explorer Jacques Cousteau. And this takes a look at his life, passions, achievements and tragedies that surrounded his life. It's yours for $14.99. Hey everybody, welcome back. Got these to show you, plus my impulse buy, which you probably saw in a thumbnail. So let's just crack on with it. So this is the impulse buy. I saw this over the weekend, thought it would look good in the movie room. It needs no explanation. Of course it is Darth Vader's mask and helmet. I have it on this rotating plinth at the moment, but it will be static over in the corner along with the other pieces. I have a Caesar, a Grogu, a Kermit the Frog, of course, and I have a cannonball from the film Sahara. This does have a button on the side which makes you sound like Darth Vader. It's held at the back with a neck brace and 4 magnets on the helmet. So I'll put it on in a second and show you exactly what it looks like. So here it is on, and yes, I am aware of how ridiculous I look, but there is a voice thing on here, well, like a heavy breathing thing. I'll play it now. You could quite easily wear this to a convention, I would say, because the vision's pretty good. I can see everything I'm doing, but well, there you go. It's probably it's quite hot inside this thing, and there is like a neck brace at the back that you click on to make it quite secure. So you can, and there's 4 magnets holding this sort of outer bit on, which is very sturdy. It's quite difficult to get off actually. So I might have to wait for someone to come home to get me out of this thing. So that's the Darth Vader helmet. First title to show you is Doctor Who Season 14. These are the new regular slimmed down releases. They did release these as special editions, but they were thicker and taller, and they didn't sit very well on my shelves. I did own them, but I sold them all on, and I've got these in their place. Now, I have talked about this before, but that was quite some time ago, so I'll do it again. Now, it sees Tom Baker back as the 4th incarnation of the Doctor. There are 6 story arcs being told over 26 episodes, and it sees the departure of the Doctor's assistant, Sarah Jane Smith, played by Elizabeth Sladen. And that happens in The Hands of Fear, which is the 2nd story of the season, and it consists of 4 episodes. Doctor goes for an entire story arc with no companion, but he's teamed up in The Face of Evil, which is the 4th storyline, with Leela, played by Louise Jameson. And the story, or rather the season itself, was broadcast on the 4th of September 1976, and it ended on the 2nd of April 1977. And interesting to note that in this season, they introduced the amount of times the Doctor can regenerate. And that, in case you want to know, is 12 times, despite the fact they've already passed that number. Let's open this up and take a look what you get for your cash. So you get an extremely flimsy box. That's the front cover in its entirety. You get inner art as well. You get a booklet. And you get 8 discs, each with different artwork. So that was Doctor Who Season 14. So the next film only received a DVD release in the UK, so this is a German import, and it is Cry Macho. It's a drama starring the ever brilliant Clint Eastwood. I have watched this. Now in this, Clint plays a retired radio star called Mike Milo, who has suffered a bad back injury after getting pinned by a falling horse during the show. The film is set in 1979 in Texas, and Mike is asked by his former employee Howard Polk if he would travel across the border into Mexico and bring back his teenage son Raffo. Now Raffo is living with his mother Letta, who, well, he's kind of living with his mother Letta, and Howard claims that the boy's been abused by her and her bodyguards, and he wants him to come and live with him on his ranch. So the film does become a road movie. It is a slow burn, to say the least, but I did enjoy it. I went in knowing it was going to be a slow burn. I do have issues with the film itself, and this is why. Now, Clint Eastwood, bless him, is 91 years old, and he looked it in this movie. The issue is there are 2 women in this film, one in her 40s, one in her 50s, and they're both good-looking women. They don't particularly look their age, but both women come on to Clint Eastwood like he's 40 years old or something like that. And to me, that was just completely unbelievable. Like I said, he looks 91 in this film. There's no way on this earth they would have been attracted to him like they were. I'm not saying he's an ugly man, because he's not, but a 40-year-old woman seldom seeks out a 91-year-old man. Just saying. Aside from that, I did like the film, Performances were very good, and this should have had a Blu-ray release in the UK. The music's by Mark Massino, who he worked on Twister, Money Train and Bad Boys, and it's obviously directed by Clint Eastwood himself. Great director. Let's open it up and take a look inside. You do get artwork on the disc, but there is no reversible artwork, so you have to put up with that logo or just get a different cover printed. I have to say as well, when you put the disc in, everything is in English. Usually with a German import, the extras are all in German and you have English subtitles, but not in this case. They all play in English fine, so it's almost like it is an English disc or an American disc, and it just plays fine in Region B players. So that was Clint Eastwood's Cry Macho. Next and last is the Tivoli Thunderbolt. This is part of the Studio Canal Vintage Classics range. It's an Ealing comedy made back in 1953. First time I saw this, I was back in senior school and there was a teacher strike going on and they locked us all in the classroom and popped this one on. Who knows why? Anyway, it's got a very good cast in this. You've got Stanley Holloway. I've got a few of his movies. Passport to Pimlico, that's a great movie. My Fair Lady, where he plays Eliza Doolittle's dad, and of course he's also in the Lavender Hill Mob as well. But in this, he plays Walter Valentine, is a wealthy alcoholic that funds the railway. I'll get back to that in a bit. The film was written by Thomas Clark, who also wrote Passport to Pimlico and the Lavender Hill Mob as well. This also stars Sid James of the Carry On films fame, and he pops up in the Lavender Hill Mob as Lackery as well. Coincidence? Who knows? But in this, he plays Harry, and he's a steamroller driver who sort of helps the bus company. But the story centres around a village of Titfield and its closure of the railway line to Mallingford. The villagers are all like railway enthusiasts, decide to open the line themselves with funding from Walter Valentine, the wealthy alcoholic, and they decide to run it for themselves in competition with a local bus company. And comedy ensues. I've got to say, George Ralph, the vicar in this, is outstanding. Well, for me anyway. It's got a runtime of just 83 minutes and comes with a lot of extras, including an audio commentary from the director of photography and the director himself. Let's open it up and take a look inside. There's artwork on the disc. If you look on the back, there's a restoration comparison piece, and that's really interesting to see how they clean the picture up. When I saw this back in 1979, it was a black and white version and there was no sound. I mean, I didn't know what was going on with the film, and it was on like an old projector as well. So nice to see how they've cleaned the image up. This looks almost brand new. Fantastic. So that is the Tivoli Thunderbolt. So that was it. Have you seen any of those or plan to pick any of them up? Then leave a comment down below and I will read every single one of them and respond if I have the time. Give the video a thumbs up, really does help the channel, and subscribe if you haven't. It's all free. Why wouldn't you? Well, on that note, all it's said to say is thank you so much for choosing my channel today and watching my video. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.